If you don't understand these 5 laws, you'll always be the one getting played, and you won't have the control that you want. Yeah, 48 Laws is one of the best books I've ever read. These are literally the 5 key laws, the most powerful laws that you need to know about. Law 4, always say less than necessary. When you try and impress people with your words, you just sound like everybody else. You're just more common. It don't mean anything. But if you're somebody who does not talk all the time, does not brag, does not talk about what you're gonna do, you stay quiet and you don't say anything, you'll be more rare. The reason that you're probably talking too much is because you're seeking approval and validation. If you're strong, if you've got true confidence, you will not need external validation and seeking approval. That puts you in a powerful position. Everybody just wants to tell everybody what they're going to do, what they're doing, and they just become common. Same with explaining yourself. Yeah, if you're explaining yourself all the time for mistakes you've made, something you've done, something you're going to do, why are you doing this, and you've got to tell them, this is why I'm doing this, and you explain it too much, or why you messed up, it's a sign of weakness. Yeah, if you have true confidence, you will not care about explaining yourself, telling these people why you're doing this, why you're doing that. You just do it. You will naturally not explain yourself if you become stronger and gain more confidence, because you don't need to. Speak through actions. Yeah, talk is cheap. Everybody can talk. It's easy to say a few words. It's much harder to actually do something. Law 5, guard your reputation with your life. With reputation alone, you can intimidate and win. If you have a good reputation, that is a make or break for loads of things. Yeah, if you protect your name, if you are known to be a certain type of way, then you'll be perceived in that way, and how you're perceived is very important. Reputation is built on track record, your previous history, what you've been doing, what you've said, what you've done. You cannot change it. So you need to be very careful of what you're doing with your life, how you're letting people perceive you. If you're doing something that makes you look weaker, that you don't want to be perceived in that type of way, especially behind closed doors, you need to get rid of it. Because of how powerful your reputation is, you need to get rid of that. It can damage so many opportunities, so many moments in your life. The best thing you can do is be somebody who sticks to their word. That is one of the best attributes you can have, because it gains so much trust. Like, I know people, I know friends that always tell me they're going to do something and they do it, and I can trust them with my life, with a certain amount of funds, with so many things that it doesn't even cross my mind because I know who they are. A lot of people will just talk, and you cannot trust a word that they say, especially if they never pull through with it. So a lot of people's words don't actually mean anything, and you will be in a much better position if your words genuinely mean something. If you can say something to someone and they believe it 100%, no doubt. Law number 9, win through actions and never arguments. It's a trick of the brain when you win an argument, because you haven't won anything, you haven't done anything. You've just been zapped by your fucking energy, yeah? Winning arguments does not change your outcome. Does not change what's happened. Why are you arguing? Why are you happy about winning an argument? You haven't changed your life. You haven't got better. You've literally tricked yourself into a win, because you gain nothing. All it does is feed your fucking ego, waste your energy, and actually you've lost. Because if somebody can emotionally control you and get an argument out of you, you have lost. They have won, because they control you. As soon as you avoid arguing, you don't let anybody evoke emotion out of you, and you can just be stoic, then you'll be much more powerful position. You would have won. That's how you win. You don't argue, you speak through actions, you don't argue, you don't let it happen, you don't let it get that far. Always choose action. Yeah, you may have won the argument, but all in all, you lost the game. Yeah, you lost what actually mattered. Law 16, use absence to increase respect and honour. Too much circulation makes the price go down. Yeah, when something's too common, it becomes less valuable. Yes, something that's scarce is valuable. Anything that is overly done, overly created, overly seen, doesn't have value, because it's not valuable. You can get it anywhere, you see it anywhere. Do not always be available. Yeah, do not waste your time. Do not give your time out for free. Yeah, make sure you're getting back something from your time. Your time is more important, is more valuable than money. People are just dishing out their time, and it causes it to be unvaluable. If your time is limitless, if you give as much as your time for whatever reason, no consequences, then it literally has no value. There's not even a point of giving your time because it does not have any value. You've all heard the saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Yeah, it's super true. If you're away from somebody, and rather than being with them all the time you spend together is 10 times better. And it's just science, it's just the way it works, because your brain will value it more. If you constantly have access to something, your brain just doesn't value it. It just doesn't. It's just how life works. It gets desensitized to it. Law 48, assume formlessness. By taking shape, by having a visible plan, you open yourself to attack. I can't remember the exact quote. I was trying to find it, but it talks about like castling. Yeah, like it's referring to back in the day. But if you think of somebody who has a castle, say somebody's a target and they have a castle, they live in that castle, their enemy can form a master plan to attack this man inside the castle. No matter how powerful the walls are, how many men they've got, they can create a plan because they're clear, they've got clarity on what's going on. If you're formless, if you move about, if he doesn't stay in that one castle, it's going to be much harder to attack him and find him and come up with a plan to take him out. I had my own interpretation and I brought it into fighting, into boxing. If you spar, you'll be able to relate to this. But if you have your hands up, yeah, if you're castled, if you have your hands up, you're easier to attack. As soon as you whack your hands up, they start punching you because they know that's what you're doing. But if your hands are moving about, yeah, twitching down here, up here, then they're very cautious. They can't hit you. They don't know what you're going to do. So that's how you want to see this lesson. Keep your standards fixed, but your methods flexible. Yeah, have your standards of who you are, of where you're going, but be flexible. Don't say, this is all I'm doing, this is the only way I'm going to do it. Be a learner and be flexible. Do not be so rigid. Do not lock yourself into one identity. Do not lock yourself into one plan and outcome. Yeah, life is fucking unpredictable. You cannot plan it so fucking vigorously, yeah? You need to be flexible because stuff is going to happen that you are not going to like and you've got to adapt to that. If you don't have the ability to do that, you will find it very hard and you will not be able to accept your current reality. You will not be able to accept what's going on because you're so fixed on one idea, on one way, on one outcome. The key is to have your standards, yes, stay disciplined, but change and adapt to the situation and your ways to where you're going. Boys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, that is my 5 favourite laws from the book. I would highly advise reading the whole book. Yeah, there's 48 laws in there. Super fucking good. But these are the key ones for me. I hope you can apply these things in your life and use the strategies. That is me. I'll see you boys in the next one.